Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 319 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Also, day 15 of our No Nonsense November 30-day challenge. And our topic today is self-talk. We're going to talk about how we talk to ourselves. Because guess what? We all do. We all have a little voice in our head that's talking all the time. And I think of mine as a little devil on one shoulder and a little angel on the other. Because I learned that growing up as a child, that in cartoons, that's how they represented our positive and negative self-talk and thoughts as a little devil and a little angel. One is a cheerleader for us, the angel, and one is an advocate for staying stuck, staying the same, never changing, just doing the same thing day in and day out. And how many of us have done that at some time in our life? I know I've caught myself a lot of times doing the same things over and over and over again, even though they're no longer serving me. They no longer work for me. And one of those most prominent things is the nature of our self-talk. And so many things influence that, right? All of our past experiences, all our current experiences, what's going on in the world, what we listen to, what we pay attention to. And at a day and age when everything, I mean everything, is screaming at us and shouting for our attention, it is no wonder that people are inundated with negative information, negative messages, not only from outside of them, but inside their own head. So self-talk has the ability to transform our lives and transform our identity. Our self-talk shapes who we are, our confidence. It shapes what we'll even allow ourselves to see and think about as possible to have an impact on our lives. And so it's something that most of us are on autopilot for the majority of our life. I mean, as a kid, we're not thinking about what we're thinking in our head or our self-talk. But there's always been, since the day we were born, an ongoing narration and judgment and questioning of everything that's ever happened to us and how we store that in our subconscious mind. I was going to share this subconscious little, the different levels of consciousness. We'll talk about that another day. We talked about it when we were focusing on mental health and well-being. But I do want to share, and I should have shared this probably with the comfort zone, this little baby. Yeah, I did it as an idiom for hit the spot when I was doing idioms in Supersize Your Business. And it's so powerful because it reminds us that everything in the center of this circle and target is our past. And our subconscious mind is always trying to keep us there and do the same thing, make the same choices, the same decisions, pick the same significant other or partner, stay in the same business, stay at your job, whatever it might be for you. And that is not going to be a place where we grow. It might be a place where we're comfortable and that we're performing at a certain level of success that we deem appropriate for us. But usually as human beings, we want more. So the way we get more is by paying attention to and tuning into and tapping into and identifying what thoughts that we're having repeatedly, because our thoughts are on repeat, right? We have a steady stream of consciousness coming from our subconscious, whether whether we are aware of it or not. And I will admit, most of my life, I have not been aware of it. And I'll give you a specific example of this. I make daily videos every day. And I caught myself, because I wasn't aware of it up until that point, one day realizing that every time I stopped recording, I made a negative, sometimes even out loud, heaven forbid, comment about that video and how I thought it went. So I was reinforcing, the one mistake I made, or the time I tripped over my tongue, which happens just about every day, but it was happening more frequently because I kept pointing that out to myself. And I became aware of that, and I'm like, okay, just don't even judge your videos every day. Just make them, post them, share them, and you'll get better. And I think I've gotten better over the last 8 years, not sure. I just show up as who I really am. And some people like that. Some people absolutely hate that and give me all kinds of what. And that's okay. They don't have to like me. I'm not here for everyone. I'm just here for the people that resonate with me and the people that can relate to me. And I can relate to a lot of people because I've had a lot of experiences. So we believe what we repeat. And if you don't know what your beliefs are, if you don't think you know what your beliefs are, look at the results you're getting in your life and in the different areas and aspects of your life. And you'll have a very clear picture if you're able to be 100% completely honest with yourself. Let's face it, a lot of people can't even be honest with themselves, much less other people. Kindness builds confidence, so we want to make sure we're being kind to ourselves as we're figuring out this whole self-talk thing and what we're saying to ourselves. You know, scientists have done studies and they found that up to 80% or more of the 80 to 90,000 thoughts we have a day as human beings, and there's some debate over those statistics and numbers, as there always is, but we have a lot of thoughts every day, right? It's always streaming. About 80% of those are negative and on repeat. Up to 90%, maybe even 95% of what goes on in our brain and our body is on autopilot, and we don't even become consciously aware of it until we choose to become consciously aware of it. And I think the thing that we forget sometimes is that conversation, the conversation in our head, is the most important, not only conversation, but relationship that we have in this lifetime. The relationship with ourself, our self-talk, is the most important communication and relationship in our life. And, you know, some people think, well, that's so selfish to think that way. But is it? No. If we don't take care of ourselves and become the person we want to be, we're not able to lead or help anybody else on the planet. And I don't know about you, but I want to make the world a better place because I was here, not worse. So, what can we do to counteract this, negate it? I would say, number one, if you've never even thought about the stream of consciousness going through your head all the time, just try to listen to it today and see what it's saying to you. Are most of the messages positive or most of the messages negative? Are they limiting you and holding you back from something that you've always wanted to do in your life? Or are they encouraging you to take that leap of faith and just take action and do that thing? If we are 100% honest, I would think that probably 90% of the population has some form of, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, who do I think I am to? And as much as I have actually thought I worked on this with different modalities, I still have it. It still comes up, not every day in my face, but almost every day. And that leads me to believe that it's still running in my subconscious. Now, I'm in a 21-day challenge to manifest what we want. And I am working on that whole silly, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, I made this mistake when I was 20, therefore this is what I get, and I don't deserve anything else. Okay, come on, really? So we're questioning those beliefs today and really asking ourselves, and the lady who's leading this training said, treat your false belief and limiting belief like it's an interrogation. Pretend you're a police officer or something interrogating that belief. Ask it all these questions and then see if it doesn't lose all its power over you. And it does. I did it yesterday on one, and I'm like, wow, that was super effective. So we could talk about that strategy in more depth if you're curious about that. Our action item today is to notice one thing that you're saying to yourself that isn't serving you and replace it with something else. So for example, if I say, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, I would say, I am enough and deserve everything I want just as I am. Or something that is believable for you, that can automatically be flipped from the negative to the positive thing. Another one that I use whenever I catch myself about anything being negative or putting myself down or negative self-talk is, I unconditionally love myself right now. Why? Because I always unconditionally love myself. I love myself no matter what, even when I'm stupid, even when I raise my voice at the granddaughters, even when I say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing or make typos. I still beat myself up for typos. I'm legally blind and I beat myself up because I have typos on my cell phone when I'm texting. I'm like, or replying to messages. And I'm like, okay, do I really have to get all upset because I have a typo? I'll go back and fix them when I find them. But sometimes I should know better. My kids always told me I was sending gobbledygook. All right, so what are we doing today? Notice when you're negative. Yeah, I wanted to say every time or every negative self-talk thing that you say to yourself, but that's not even realistic. So just pick one. Notice one. And I guarantee within about 1 second, you will hear the one that's playing in your head over and over and over again like a broken record on repeat. And address that one. So share what it is, and then if you're willing to, share what you're going to replace it with today, and then practice all day just on that one thing and see how it makes you feel by the end of the day. That is it for that. I did remember to pull my card today. I have been forgetting. So yesterday I pulled 3, but I just want to quickly share this. I have a magnifying glass. It is this one, and it says, I'll not ask others to become different for me. Now, why I like this one is it ties in today's topic. Don't ask yourself to be different than who you are and who you really want to be. And then our saying for today is from Dr. Wayne Dyer of Success, or Everyday Wisdom for Success. Act as if what you intend to manifest in life is already a reality. Eliminate thoughts of, or conditions, limitations, or the possibility of something not manifesting. So once you decide you want something, just own it and act as if it's yours already, and believe as if it's yours already. Become the person that is able to have the thing that you want already. So that's it for today. If I can help you in any way, what do? You ask. Ask for what you want. And show up for yourself every single day. All right, have an amazing day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.